industry plays a very, very important role in this area. We do have a lot of tough issues in Washington, D.C. I know that Senator John Cornyn and ourselves have started, we're both co-chair of a Texas oil and gas shale caucus, because we want to make sure that in Washington we don't get into the politics, but we look at the policy of what energy means to the state of Texas. We also know that half of all the wells of the rigs that we have in the United States, almost half are here in the state of Texas. And when you look at the whole world, almost 23% of all the rigs in the world are here in the state of Texas. So we must be doing something right. And certainly here in the Eagle Ford, we know that we're doing something very well here. I know there's a lot of political issues like the Keystone. Now let's look at what's happened here. And again, between 2007 and 2012, the state oil production has increased by 46%. We've gone from 1.07 million barrels per day to almost 1.9, almost 2 million barrels a day. A lot of it will come from this Eagle Ford. And you know the numbers. I'm not going to go into the numbers because you know very well. You also know what the UTSA study has shown, what that means for jobs, what that means for revenues. And I see some of my public officials. I represent a lot of the Eagle Ford, and we know what that means for revenues. But we also know that it also means some challenges for our communities. So again, I support the energy industry. I support oil and gas. And of course, the partnership between the energy companies and our local communities are very, very important. Now, let me mention one last point before I get to introduce the mayor, is the South. South, not only South Texas, but let's look beyond the Rio Grande or the Rio Bravo, as the Mexicans call that. Last week, I was with President Peña Nieto. And Peña Nieto talked about the new energy reform and what that means for Mexico. And keep in mind, for the first time in 75 years, they have changed the law, the Constitution. The Constitution into where now, instead of just Pemex running the oil industry over there from drilling all the way down to the gasoline station, they will allow the private sector to come in. It's a new change that Mexico sees. Peña Nieto last week, on the other side of the Rio Grande, they've only done less than 25 wells on the other side. So there will be a need of technology, know-how, experience. A lot of it we have here in the Eagle Ford. And pretty soon, as you know, and Mayor, you know a little bit about immigration, I sent you the other day, pretty soon, instead of Mexicanos coming over here because of the new oil and gas development and the jobs, we might even have Americans going over there looking at some of the jobs over there because of the great potential. So when you look at the Rio Grande and the Rio Bravo, and you look at what's happening here and the potential over there, I will say again, we, along with Canada and the Republic of Mexico, we will be the new Middle East of the world. And that's because of the good work experience. A lot of it we have here in the Eagle Ford. And pretty soon, as you know, and Mayor, you know a little bit about immigration, I sent you the other day, pretty soon, instead of Mexicanos coming over here because of the new oil and gas development and the jobs, we might even have Americans going over there looking at some of the jobs over there because of the great potential. So when you look at the Rio Grande and the Rio Bravo, and you look at what's happening here and the potential over there, I will say again, we, along with Canada and the Republic of Mexico, we will be the new Middle East of the world. And that's because of the good work that y'all have been doing and the experience and the technology that you've been developing here in the Eagle Ford. So again, I want to say thank you to all of y'all. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the mayor.